Cantina Live, episode number 84. If you didn't like the Mandalorian and Grogu, then let me show you the door.
This is the way.
On tonight's show, Brother Rich Brindle is here for a cheer and a beer. A good family member of mine stops by and joins show producers Cody Mulwalker Moore and Brother Brian Klein to talk all about the Mandalorian and Grogu. I'll also give you an update on the Force Around Us.
That's insane.
The sequel to my film, The Force Among Us and The Force Within Us. And I'll also tell you about 2 Star Wars events coming up in June that you can participate in.
Who are you?
I am your show host, Chris Mock, and also the documentarian that brought you The Force Among Us, The Force Within Us, The Walkers Among Us, and the real fans of the saga.
All right, boys, keep tight now.
Sit back, crack open a cold one, smoke if you got 'em.
Better than cracking hookers.
And we are live inside the Wampa Cave. Let the tomfoolery and hijinks begin. Hello, everybody. We got a great show for you tonight. Several people stacked up in the guest room right now. Brother Brian Klein had to decline because he has some family matters that he's taking care of. So the Mandalorian himself, Sean Hines, will be joining the show this evening. So I got a couple things to get through. Brother show producer Matthew Rooney is not here. So you guys got to bear with me. I got so many behind the scenes things going on here, and I will get to your comments and your chats and all that sooner than later. Look, this is Machtails from the Cantina. We are the little minnow in a big, big sea of Star Wars content. You don't have to pay for a super chat here because we will get to you. Unfortunately, I do not have that problem. But I do want to thank all my Patreon supporters for their support. We would not be able to do this without you. And a special, special thanks to my show producers as well. And it looks like Darth Hines, the Mando himself, is in the green room patiently waiting. We will bring him on sooner than later. Hey, we have the Patreon name draw. This is for you guys that pay to support the show on Patreon. We got all the names in the tin here. I want to thank everybody for their support last month, as you guys were very, very active in the Patreon content with the heart likes and chiming in and all that. So I appreciate that. It really, really helps the show going. Even though we do have I'm going to call him my cousin, or my second cousin. I still got to figure that out. But Abe is here. My cousin's son, Abe, is here. He's been on the show several times. Even though we have him, he's under 21, we are still going to drink. It's going to be like the old days when Grandma used to take us out to the bar and we'd play video games in the corner and she'd have a couple beers and she's like, we're not leaving until I finish my beer. So the drinking word of the show tonight is Mando. Not Mandalorian, Mando. Drink, but don't spill your drink, and drink responsibly. Speaking about drinking, we have a little bit that we do here that we have not done in a minute because Brother Rich Brindle has not been on the show in a recent while. Rich, welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to have you. I love that pint glass. You got that for me for my birthday not too many years ago.
Yeah.
This is where we raise our glass, man. Who are we raising it to and what are we raising it for?
We are raising it to the producers and Patreon members.
Hey.
May all of you have a geektastic summer. We have amazing stuff all summer. Lots of different franchises coming out with movies, TV stuff. Very, very exciting. So I have here in the honor of the summer, I have a Blue Shandy from Fox River Brewing Company in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And yeah, it's kind of a fuck you to all of you who aren't from Wisconsin either, because We can only get it here, and this is amazing. So,
hey, cheers and cheers to the Patreon members and the producers out there.
cheers.
Love you guys. Could not do the show without you. You never lost it, brother. You never lost it. Hey, I'm going to get back to you soon for a little Mando and Grogu roundtable here. Without further ado, I'm going to bring somebody that has not been on in a while here. Abe.
Hello.
Abe, welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, again, thanks for. I'm happy to be here.
Hey, always happy to have you, man. I want to talk to you about definitely the Mando and Grogu film. Mm-hmm. But as you know, your mom had told you that I'm making the third and final Star Wars documentary.
Right, she did mention that. Mm-hmm.
And I asked her. I said, "Can Abe be part of this?" I went to her before I went to you, and I got to respect the parents' decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she got back to me. She said you'd be delighted to do it, and that you are still interested in filmmaking, and you would love to kind of be around when we film locally and check the set out and see how we do things. Is that correct?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just it's good to start. I think try to get as much experience as you can, especially in like something like filming. It's hard to find stuff like that to get like hands-on experience, and so I think I definitely love to just help out and also just be there and see what everything is like. And I'm very excited.
Yeah, I could tell you're excited just by the excitement in your voice.
Mm-hmm.
We did finally go into production on this this documentary. The weekend right before my birthday, brother Ian Basic, who I make all the films with, and I hit the road. We went to Cleveland, Ohio, out of all places to start, where I interviewed old good friends Jimmy and Jason from Rebel Force Radio, formerly the Force Cast back in the day. And I was able to here's a little filmmaking 101 for you. So I had this idea, right, to shoot them in these red chairs because I was going for this look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, you can't have one without the other. And I think that's one of the exciting things about filmmaking is, having the idea and then putting the vision on film. We had also filmed some people on a green screen, quite a few people, because we're not traveling to everybody's homes, and there's so many people that were in Cleveland, and we figured, you know what, the best way to tell this story is film them on a green screen, and then have them supply videos and photos for B-roll.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, hey, look, we're just getting started here. So
right.
I can't wait to interview you for the film. I can't wait to show you some ropes as well. Behind the scenes stuff. I want to, before I bring on everybody else, I wanted to ask you. This is a little bit of an emotional topic, as you know, but I think it's something important to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You and I loved Mike so much. And this is really the first Star Wars film that he was not able to see.
Mm-hmm.
Was he a fan of the Mandalorian and Grogu TV shows?
I'm not entirely sure. When when my dad, when we saw it, we were just talking about this, and I can't recall. I'm pretty sure he said that Mike had some critiques of it to say. I just wish I hadn't really talked to him one-on-one about it. I recall he didn't like Book of Boba Fett that much, but I think he at least enjoyed parts of Mando and Grogu. At least I'd like to think. Yeah,
it's funny. A lot of the fans from the first film, Mike even remembered this. He went by Angry Mike because he was very, very passionate. He had the mythos. He had the skull, right?
Mm-hmm.
The mythosaur skull tattoo,
right. Mm-hmm.
And I could see him because he was such a huge fan of Boba Fett. I could definitely see. I know brother Sean Hines that's coming on the show. He's a huge fan of Boba Fett. And I think what happened with that TV show is that everybody had their own idea of what Boba Fett's past was, you know?
Right.
And I think that was kind of a challenging television show to make, where the Mando and Grogu there was a lot of new stuff in there, you know? I mean, it was kind of new and fresh. Real quick, did you enjoy the film?
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I think it was just a good, fun time. I really liked it.
Did you only see it once, or did you see it multiple times?
I just saw it once. I think I wouldn't be surprised if I saw it again, because not all of my family has seen it, so maybe we'll see it again. But I have only seen it just once so far.
You know what's funny? My brother Nathan, he had seen the film on May 25th, but Courtney has still not seen the film yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, she's got the 4 kiddos, you know, so I know she's got her hands full, rightfully so. So I understood that, but yeah, I hope you get a chance to see it again. You know what? I'm going to bring everybody on here. And I want to talk about this film and kind of just get everybody's take. We're going to do a little bit of a round table thing here. We got producer Cody Moore, the Mandalorian Sean Hines himself. Welcome to the show, guys. Rich, I wanted to ask you. You know what? Let's do this. What were your top 3 favorite things about this movie?
I think for me, one of the big ones was seeing the big hut battle, like with Rada and the twins together. I mean, who would have ever thought we would ever be able to see like 3 huts battling it out? That was very cool.
Yeah, the whole Dejarik thing was quite amazing. And
yeah. I'm talking
them.
more about the one on Nalhada when all 3 of them were together.
Oh, okay. You weren't even talking about the arena battle.
No, that was cool, but I was expecting to see that. I was not expecting to see 3 huts fighting each other, and that was really cool. And another thing that really I loved was kind of being able to see Grogu's hero's journey. Be able to see Grogu's world, as the title track of it said, which, I mean, there's some drama behind that. And
it sounds like you have Grogu is that Grogu in your house right now?
That's my dog.
Hey, you should have played along with that.
Yeah, but yeah, it was great to see Grogu's hero's journey, kind of being forced to cross a threshold. That was really cool. Having him survive on his own for a little bit without Mando. And yeah, not to mention seeing that scene made me really happy because it meant I didn't spoil our whole friend group by posting a link to a song that was titled Grogu's World. So that was cool. So now I don't have to like go MMA style with Tyler or anything like that, because he'd be mad at me pretty bad. And then the other thing, back to Rada, I really did love that. I was hoping he'd be part of the New Republic in the end.
Yeah. He joins at the end. Yeah.
I want to see like a reunion of him and Ahsoka. That would be amazing. Because she helped rescue him in Clone Wars. So
I don't know. I wonder if I was kind of like researching, the negativity out there, the complaints. It doesn't sound like it's necessarily the fans versus the fans this time. It sounds like the prequel era where it's the critics versus the film and versus the fans, I did not mind that like Ahsoka wasn't in it. I did not mind that there were characters absent from the show. One of the complaints that I heard is that it felt too much like an extended episode, and I have to say I did not feel that way because the TV episodes are very, very. I don't mean this in a bad way. It sounds negative, but sometimes they're very stretched out. If you put it on too late, you'll fall asleep before it's over. This was a non-stop, action-packed adventure. You know,
it had a concise beginning, middle, and end to it.
Yeah, I think even the beginning. Oh, I love the beginning, but even though they didn't really, it wasn't him necessarily fighting those guys up until the end, but the story connected it because it was still the New Republic story, right?
Yeah.
With Rada joining. But it's so weird that this has done the lowest amount at the box office, and this tells me a lot about Star Wars fans. And I don't want to do any gatekeeping. That's not why I'm here. But if the fans are praising it and the numbers aren't turning out at the box office, look, people talk about the dark times in the early 90s. To me, those were times of, those were times of joy, reflecting, and nostalgia. And there were not a lot of fans back in those days either. So I think the cycle of Star Wars fans here they've disappeared for one reason or another. I don't believe any film will draw as much as a trilogy series will. These standalones are not made to necessarily be up there with Rogue One. Well, Rogue One was up there, right?
Yeah.
I had to bite my tongue there. But like Empire Strikes Back, Revenge of the Sith, these standalones compete in a very, very different way, I believe.
I think a lot of people, a lot of the fair weather people were like, oh, I got to watch all 3 seasons of that to watch this movie. And I mean, they're totally wrong about that. This is a movie you can jump into at any point. I went to see it with my brother-in-law and nephew, neither of who have watched any Mandalorian before. And they liked it.
Yeah, I don't feel like you needed to know a lot about the 3 seasons before. Abe, I want to go to you. What were your top 3 things that you really enjoyed about this film?
I think that again the whole segment with Grogu where he was on his own was very enjoyable. I really liked that. I liked seeing just a lot of wordless storytelling in that segment. I like that part a lot. I want to shout out specifically the score was very good.
The score was amazing.
Daniel Pemberton is his name. I forget his name. I might be getting things mixed up, but he's a very good composer. He did Project Hail Mary and also the Spider-Verse movie. Both are amazing. The music was just very good. And I think a lot of the action, a lot of the creatures, I think just in general, I liked that it was just a good fun time. It felt like a standalone adventure that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, the film score was absolutely amazing in it, and it just proves that, and God bless John Williams, right? I had a very difficult time thinking that Star Wars could exist without John Williams until I heard Michael Giacchino's score for Rogue One.
Michael Giacchino is amazing. He makes such amazing music. I've been watching with my family. We've watched Lost for the past while now. We've been watching that, and he did the score for that as well. And it's fantastic. He's a very good composer.
Yeah, he's composed so much good stuff, and I know your Uncle Mike was a huge fan of Lost. But the film score was amazing, and I think this goes back to the roots of the vision that George Lucas had originally. Like, hey, I want to make a fun, action-packed popcorn movie. And that's exactly what this is, with, you could say, a little bit more, without going too crazy with it. I think that's what kind of kept the fans in check and in a line with this. Cody, how about you, man? What were your top three takeaways from this film?
My number one was definitely Rada. He was a big surprise. I didn't expect to like him so much, and I didn't expect him to be, I guess, as major of a character as he was throughout the full film. Um, Second was Imbo. It was just really cool to see another Clone Wars character, another animated character.
Yeah, I even liked
translated
him,
to
and I had
live
no idea
action.
who he was.
Yeah, he's really cool. And
Super cool.
he was actually one of those things that when I heard that people thought this was just an extended episode, I kept thinking back to that fight with Imbo at the end, and I was like, I don't think that they have ever put that much money and choreography into a fight, especially to have a fully digital character like that, the same way that they did in that movie. I haven't seen them do something that extensive, I don't think, in the show. So that felt like a movie only or a movie level thing to me, that fight. And then third, the Anzellans. I love the little Anzellans. They're always funny.
Oh yeah. They you know what? It's funny. Your little guy back there sounds like Grogu, and Rich's dog sounds more like an Anzellan.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Anzellans were absolutely amazing. I love the fact that we got to see the puppetry, right? I think there's still something that's so amazing about the tangible aspect here. Now, you guys have mentioned the Huts, and the very, very, very first time I saw it, I was like, I like the film, obviously. This is the first time I saw it, and then I'm like, I don't know if I gotta have this Hut story kind of sit on me a little bit, not literally, otherwise I wouldn't be here. But after I watched it the second time, I was like, okay, this is cool. And Toby Philpott, who's been on the Patreon portion of Mocktails from the Cantina, he was the main puppeteer inside Jabba the Hutt, right? So he had kind of made a comment on his Facebook post that he was not happy about the way that they looked. And I know this is talking from somebody that loves puppetry, that's worked in the business since the beginning. I will say that the eyes and the facial expressions on the Hutts were right on the money. There was a scene where one of the two Hutts at the end was getting grabbed by the white snake in the water, and his eyes were bugging out. And I'm like, oh my God, they took that right from Carrie Fisher choking Jabba with the chain. It was that believable. Yeah, the Anzellans, I cannot see the Anzellans or hear them without thinking of our good friends Tyler, Barry, and Brian. The whole Babu Freak thing. But yeah, that was definitely a highlight for me as well. Sean, I have not talked to you. I did not see the film with you opening night because I went down the street, took my daughter who loved it. She loved the Anzellans. She loves Grogu. I have not heard from you about this film. What was your initial takeaway, and how many times did you see this film?
Well, so far it's only been once, but that will change soon. I will say, it's great to be back on the show. I feel like it's been a while this time, but it's fun to be back into the mix. When leading up to the movie, I felt like weeks before this movie's coming out, I'm thinking to myself, we have a Star Wars movie coming into theaters, and I'm not feeling the hype like we used to feel when a Star Wars movie came to theaters. Like when Phantom Menace came out, when Force Awakens came out, the hype was so high, you couldn't escape it. But leading up 3 weeks, 4 weeks before this movie came out, it didn't feel like anybody was even talking about it. Then Burger King had their Happy Meals. And then Bath and Body Works came out with their products. And then and then the commercials and everything else. And I started traveling around. I overdosed on Burger King cups, containers, candles, soap. Who doesn't want to smell like a fresh piece of best car. I mean, come on.
Are you here to sell us these products? I feel like
I'm just the point that I'm illustrating is that once I started going around to getting the Happy Meal toys and the cups and everything else involved, I got pulled into the hype at that point. It felt like to me, okay, this is the hype I remember experiencing leading up to a Star Wars movie. So I kind of forced myself to sort of go all in on it and just jump into the hype train, go into this movie. As you see, I'm wearing the crown, and just go to the theater with a group of my Star Wars friends, sit back, watch a Star Wars movie on the big screens featuring Mandalorians in the helmet and the Boba Fett mask and helmet that I fell in love with X amount of years ago, and just go along for the ride. Now, I think, all the, with the negativity and everything else going on with the stories that may be hurting the box office is a little unfair. I think people need to give the movie a shot. I understand maybe feeling like you got to watch the series before you can go see this movie. Otherwise, you're not going to know what's going on. And like Rich said, that's not necessarily the case. This movie was designed as a standalone film that anybody could go see and enjoy. And I think what a lot of people might have forgotten to do when they go to the movies is to just simply have fun going to the movies and enjoy the story that's being told and not necessarily put too many expectations on it, which is almost impossible not to do when you're talking about a Star Wars movie. And then I get that. But this movie was made to just be one of those summer action blockbuster films that anybody can go out and just enjoy. Like any film you would have seen in the 80s, The Goonies, Gremlins, Top Gun, Beetlejuice, Money Pit. I think it falls in that realm of just straight entertainment style type of film that everybody can enjoy. And I think I can't go without saying that it's interesting that Dave Filoni's first animated movie was a movie about rescuing Rada. And his first live action movie is about rescuing Rada.
So yeah, it's full circle.
Full circle. Full circle.
You do say two things that I want to chime in. Obviously the movie industry has changed, and it's even changed from today than it was 20 years ago. Like the movies, the shelf life of movies are so fast. This is going to be streaming before the end of the summer, unfortunately.
Which is very unfortunate, yes.
There's so many movies in line to get their shot at the screen. And even though the movies that come after might not draw as much, it's still the order that it goes in. And you talk about the hype, right? I don't know. The hype that we got around the prequels was different, and it can't be... Look, the hype around the special edition was different than the prequel hype. And there was even a little sequel hype as well, because, as we knew for a minute, George Lucas, he was sitting on the idea, and then he sold it to Disney, and then everybody got excited about that. So I think we're just living in a different day and age, a different place and time, where the hype is just, it's different,
Well, people consume their entertainment so much differently now than we used to. The fact that movies can be in streaming TV sets within a month of the movie coming out. Where's the incentive to go see it in the theaters when everybody else is talking about this movie? When they can just go, I'll wait a month. I can, we all have busy lives, and they make it too convenient to just wait, and not have to go. And of course, you can't go without saying a night at the movies is a lot more expensive than it used to be. If you're going to go in there and get your popcorn and get your drinks and get the popcorn bucket and the special cup and all the, that's you could spend less money at a concert sometimes, and that's saying something. The way we consume media, and I think people nowadays are more selective as to what they're going to spend their money on when they're going out. They want to make sure that when they do something like that, that it is worth their while, and their dollar. And that's part of it. We've talked about this before, it's a different time. It's a different era. Yes. The hype was nowhere near what it was with those other movies. It was very minuscule by comparison But whatever little bit I got, I decided to soak it all in as much as I can and just enjoy myself.
Well, and I think that's the best thing to do, you know. And the second best thing that you can do, Sean, is when you see it for the second time, you got to go to the Marcus Cinema in Addison and go see it on Screen X. This photo does not do it justice. I went today. I saw it 4 times. Today was my 4th showing. This was my first time on Screen X. This might be the only theater in Illinois that has this, but there's projection on the sides.
Interesting.
And there was so much cool stuff that it was almost like a letterbox edition on steroids.
But would you say that there's because like I saw it in the IMAX, the truest IMAX screen that we have in Illinois. The tall, the wide, square, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, in Woodridge, yes.
In Woodridge, yes. Now, would you say, I'm looking at that picture and I'm thinking, that's cool looking, but are we seeing anything that we didn't see otherwise? Or is this just the IMAX picture spread out over 3 screens like you would 3 computer monitors? You know?
That's a good question. I can't answer that because the only format that I had not seen it in was in IMAX. I'm hoping I can get to see it in IMAX. I don't know if I'm going to be able to because I'm going out of town and all this shit. But
plus the IMAX movies rotate out much faster as the newer movies come out.
We got Masters of the Universe coming up, and you know what? Here's the thing. We're going to do a Masters of the Universe show because brother Rich, producer Rich, is a huge Motu fan, but somebody was in the Rebel Force radio chat group and they were laughing. They're like, well, it's kind of ironic that Mattel didn't get to do the Star Wars toys and here they are kicking Grogu off the screen. It's not about that. It's about Masters of the Universe. It's coming out June 5th and that's a big movie and that is going to consume screen time and then something else is going to consume screen time after that. It's the beast.
We've got a very busy summer of movies, and it started back. You had Michael, and then you had Mortal Kombat, and then now we got, like you said, Masters of the Universe, and then Supergirl after that, and so we've got a lot of pop culture films just filling the screens this summer. Spider-Man, yeah. So there's a lot that's coming down the pipeline and pretty rapidly. So it'll be very easy for people to lose interest in what came before when this next shiny thing is coming out so rapidly. And also, the hype train just disappears pretty quickly. And then the next thing you know, you're watching it in your living room.
I mean, props to He-Man, the Masters of the Universe, though.
Actually, Sean is fine. You don't have to call me He-Man. Sean is fine.
I forgot the director's name, but he's pretty popular. And he had the balls to come up against Star Wars within a couple weeks. That's something that it always scared James Cameron about Avatar. He put off the sequels to Avatar until we didn't get Star Wars in theaters.
Yeah,
and this guy is putting out He-Man, a new franchise for live action right away, and that's impressive.
Well, I got to give He-Man's trailers props from somebody who grew up playing with the toys and everything, because obviously when you first heard about this movie, you're like, okay, what are they going to do with it? Then you hear about, oh well, they're going to start in Earth. Oh no, we're doing the whole Earth thing again. Are we remaking the '90s one, or are we doing something new? And then you start to see all the different characters from the toy line in the movie. Characters that I don't even think that they would even give the time of day. Fisto and Ram Man and Merman and all these different characters I see in these trailers got me excited about this movie.
Merman.
Okay, excuse me. But there's other characters, Mech-a-Neck, okay, and other characters that I saw in the trailers that I had no expectation of even seeing on the big screen. So I give them props, like you said, for taking the chance on trying to really make the world of Eternia pop and come to life.
Now, Abe, are you familiar?
Back to Mando, right?
Abe, are you familiar with He-Man?
Not as much as as you guys are, but I do have some relation to it. I've seen many a clip of Skeletor, which is one thing from the trailer. I don't like that they changed his voice, which is like, I mean, it's fine. It's a different context, but I do love his original voice. But
He definitely needs to sound like this, He-Man, until we meet again.
I like how that original sound. But I haven't seen much original He-Man. I did see the I believe I forget when it came out, maybe 2019-ish. A She-Ra show came out on Netflix. That was very good. I've seen that, and that one was very good. But other than that, I don't have much connection to it. But I might check out the movie. I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with it, but I'm going to save that for our special that we're going to do at some point, probably at the end of the month. I do have some show and tell that I want to share with you guys. My favorite part, my absolute like blew my mind, aside from seeing it in ScreenX, because today's experience was amazing. But seeing the INT for
that is cool.
come to life was just, I was like, holy shit, is that what I think it is? And every time I've seen the movie, it still is the thing that just drops my jaw. Like, I know there's a lot of fan service in it, right? But fan service for a guy like me is great. And I got to tell you, seeing these guys in the film and the snowtroopers and hearing this guy say, well, we're just pilots, sir. That was, I love that. I love that whole opening. It's very Hoth-esque. We see a lot of characters. We see a lot of vehicles from one of our favorite movies of all time, Empire Strikes Back. Producer Andy from Miami says the opening scene is one of his top 3 favorites. I could not agree with you anymore. Now, there's a little bit of a complaint from some people, but did not bother me. That opening was so jam-packed. Then we see the title card, Mandalorian and Grogu. We hear the music, so we're already back to the TV show that we love. And then we see that really cool sunset shot of the X-Wings. And then we start seeing something we've never seen before. On top of something that could resemble Scarif. We start seeing film credits. Anybody complain about the film credits? It did not bother me because
I mean, I could deal with it, but to be honest with you, it was a little off-putting for a Star Wars experience. I know it's not an unusual thing, and it's not the first time we've had it, but I like just saving the credits for the credits. You know, there's no sense in being redundant at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, beginning and then at the end. Yeah, that's a fair point, and it is very against the grain when we're looking at the Star Wars cinematic releases, right? It's very different. I still feel like every time we see a standalone film and we don't get the crawl, we don't get the music that we're familiar with, it's taking still some time to get used to that.
I will say that and personally, I think that aside from the crawl in the main series, I think that the opening to Rogue One is amazing. The silence and then the stinger and then like the shot of the planet rings and stuff. I think that immediate jump into the movie was very good. That's why I think I would prefer that over like how instead of a crawl there was like a few paragraphs for the Mandalorian. I didn't mind that at all. I think it was a fine opening. Like they had something similar in like Superman, which was also did fine. But the straight like loud opening and then like slow quiet into Rogue One is one of my favorite parts about the beginning of that movie. So I think that in some aspects it's a bit better.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually went to Rebel Scum convention last year, and there was a trivia contest, and it was, what movie is this from? And it was that Clank from The Stinger, and I answered it right away. I'm like, did anybody film that? That was like my glory moment right there. Cody, Rich, did the credits bother you at all?
It bugged me a little. Like, but just for a brief moment, it's nothing to like piss in the punch about, you know. Right. It was an amazing movie, and to have somebody's names at the beginning of a movie ruin it for you, it's just fickle, you know. It's just
it's like you said, it's more of a passing annoyance, is how I would describe it.
Exactly. I mean, it's
You
it's
know,
like
once it's
farts
over,
at
you
the
forget
beginning
about
of
it.
the movie. If somebody farts at the beginning of the movie, yeah, it stinks for a second, but then it passes.
It passes. Yeah.
It didn't bother me, but I actually just now giving it, the second thought, it kind of made me think that it feels almost inspired by the Western vibes that Mando gives too, because I feel like a lot of older
Yeah, for
movies
sure.
opened with at least the lead actors getting their credits.
Oh yeah, and truth be told, most movies have that. Where they have opening set the shots that set up the beginning scenes in the movie with those opening credits. That's actually quite normal for most movies, just not for Star Wars. But is it a deal breaker to not enjoy the movie? Of course not.
I was
Yeah.
even wondering if it was like almost like a guild thing, because didn't George get in trouble for not having that in one of his in like Jedi or something like that?
You know what? I don't know, but that would make sense from a business perspective, right? You're dealing with
I mean,
unions, you're dealing with the guild, possibly.
Yeah, I mean Favreau's pretty well known. I think I would think he's part of the Directors Guild, and so that's what, like, right when it happened, I'm like, I don't know, and then I'm like, you know what, he might not have had a choice. So
Yeah, but like Cody, like you said, and I think a lot of this movie, people like complain about, I don't know. I have a list of shit that I found online, right? And I don't know if I should really trust a Chat GTP comment of why do people not like this film. But it pulls from a lot of places, right? You know what? Just for fun, I'm going to read through this. Okay, so we talked about the TV episode stretched into a movie. Look, I would have fallen asleep halfway through if it was that. Story feels slow. No, sorry. Story feels like it's low stakes. Like it wasn't really, a very, very heavy. They weren't blowing up the Death Star, but I feel like for the action pack, there was a lot of action. They came in at the end. They blew up the hut where the Huts lived, where they were staying. They had to jump at the last minute. I'm like, that's kind of as trivial as talking about the film credits. Like the story, there was actually a story.
Well, yeah.
Clear,
Yeah, like as far as the low stakes segment is concerned, I'm not exactly sure what exactly they're going after with that statement, because it's a straight up action film. The movie's called Mandalorian and Grogu. Do we think Mandalorian and Grogu are going to make it to the end of the movie? Yes. Does that make it low stakes? No. Do we think Rocky's going to win the fight? Yes. Do we think it makes it a low stakes fight? No. There's certain things in these types of movies you just know are going to be okay. Your main title characters are going to make it till the end. At no point do you ever really going to think, is Mando going to die? Is Grogu going to die? No, they'll be fine. But they might run into some boo-boos along the way, but they'll get through it. And that's the point of the film. That's the point of entertainment. That's the point of telling a story. When you're talking about heroes, you could apply that same logic to a superhero movie.
Well, I think it's going back to what Cody said, that this draws a lot from the Western films, and
Yes.
the Western film plot lines are very, very much like that. I should have played along with my daughter though, because my daughter, she asked me, she goes, "Is the Mandalorian going to die?" Now my 11-year-old daughter thought he might die, and for once, and all my Star Wars viewings, I'm like, no way in hell is the Mandalorian going to die.
I would have said yes. It's going to happen.
Kind of move. I should have said yes, it could happen, right? Maybe get a little bit more emotion out of her. Now here's a funny thing. Not cinematic enough. I don't know who came up with that complaint. This was a cinematic film, first and foremost.
Absolutely, yes.
Even though the budget was on the lower side, the only thing that I kind of had to adjust to, again, was Zeb and the Hutts. At first, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm buying in to this effect. I've seen better, But then I saw it for the second time and the third time, and it grew on me. And that little bit of I don't know if I'm going to be able to take this. I was able to take it just fine. Now, too much reliance on Grogu's charm. Come on, man. I mean, that's what we love the Mandalorian, the TV show for.
Well, maybe that's what you love it for. But I don't know.
Cooing. There was a lot of Mando. There was a lot of Grogu cooing in there.
Yes,
but that's cute. And I knew my daughter was going to be like, "Well, Dad, I don't know if I want to go see a Star Wars movie." But then Grogu and the Cody, what did you call it? The Anzillions, right?
Yeah, they're Anzellans.
Anzellans. The Anzellans and
Yes.
Grogu alone. My daughter was wrapped up into that movie.
Oh yeah, I thought Grogu and his Muppet Baby Adventure was awesome. You know, I enjoyed that, and Lisa enjoyed it very much as well. You know, and the reason I say that because as I'm watching the Anzellans and Grogu do their thing, I felt it really did come across to me more like a Muppet sketch, and that's just the vibe. But I liked it. I was there for it. I enjoyed it.
Well, it's what we grew up on. Now, Abe, you know, you're obviously younger than us, and you maybe the world of puppetry wasn't something that you carried through your life at this point. But what was your take on the practical effects from those characters?
Well, I mean, as much as like I definitely didn't grow up with it. I definitely love a lot of puppet media just in general. I love Muppets. Dark Crystal is great. Anything with puppets I usually enjoy, but also I love specifically in Mando and Grogu the practical effects. I thought they were great. I love practical effects in anything, usually over digital. I mean, it's not that I have anything against digital, really. It's just I love the tangible aspects of practical effects. I love. I don't know if you've ever saw the on Disney Plus, the Light and Magic documentary, which is about ILM and showing all the behind the scenes photos. Like that is like an amazing like aspect of filmmaking. And like, that is something I specifically would love to do. Just like the photos of them working on the models and like creating the ships and stuff. I always love that. And I always think it looks amazing in movies. And I think that Mando and Grogu did it well.
Yeah. And you know what? And again, it's going back to the roots, right? And because, you know, Star Wars fans, they become critical, like, oh, they didn't, you know, too much CGI here. Like, look, there was a lot of CGI in the prequels, right? There was a lot of blue screen, a lot of green screen. And then we saw the practical effects return in episode 7. Maybe not as much in 8 and 9, but I think there's something about my brother Nathan had always said. He said, even though it's somebody in Jabba's palace wearing a rubber mask, it's real because it's tangible. You know, it's believable. You know that thing is there. You know if you push that thing, it's gonna, you know, it's there. It's gonna fall back. And I think seeing that in the Mando and Grogu film was just it was cool. One of the things, the villain, right? Help me with his name. The bald guy.
Embo, I think. Oh, or
Coin.
the other guy?
Commander Coin.
Oh,
yes.
Right, the human one.
So when Zeb picked him up off of the speeder at the end, when they're going to take him, I still think that's an amazing effect. You have a CGI character picking up a real person. I'm sure it's green screen and somebody's wearing the green suit, but I just think it looked so good to see the CGI character physically touch the human actor that way. And I'm sure we've seen it before, but there was something about that scene specifically that really resonated with me. And then last but not least, there's a part where Grogu, he's in the ship and he moves his hand. I swear, and I can't remember what part that is exactly, but I swear he's using the Force there in that situation. You see his hand. He goes like this. I'm like, oh my God, he just did the Force wave. He made some magic happen. Unbelievable.
Don't forget the stop motion too, because Phil Tippett stopped.
Yes,
yes. Robots. That was pretty cool too.
I remember sitting in the theater with our group, and leaning over. I'm like, man, that sure looks like stop motion. The way just the movement. When you see stop motion, you recognize that type of a movement. But
Yes.
in today's world of CGI, you can CGI something that look like it's in stop motion. And I could have just done it as a CGI homage to stop motion. But to find out that was real stop motion, yeah, very nice. Well done.
Did you say that was? Did you say that was Phil Tippett doing that?
Yeah, it's Phil Tippett. Same
Yes,
guy
it
that
was.
did the Tauntauns originally.
I had no idea that he had worked.
They pulled him out of hiding and convinced him to play with Star Wars toys one more time.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean, he's had a very, very interesting life. He's definitely a pioneer in what he does. He's obviously been influenced by a lot of pioneers too, but he kept that movie making magic moving forward. Obviously, up until today, which is amazing.
If you guys want to see a good piece of Phil Tippett magic that isn't as popular, the movie Mad God.
Is that his solo movie that he made? I heard about that.
Yeah. Oh, it's
very trippy. Very trippy.
Fuel, but it's really good nightmare fuel.
Well, I want to say he did a lot of LSD too in his day.
And all of it came out in Mad Dog, I think. Or what?
For Mad God, yeah.
Mad God.
The scene that
Of course, that there could have been a little bit of Mad Dog 2020 involved in that too. So
I can't really see Phil Tippett drinking a Mad Dog. I know he's got better taste than that.
it's called sarcasm. I'm laying it on pretty thick. Much like the scent of my best car.
Yeah, I still feel like you're here to tell us things. Yeah, the stop motion one too was when he brings back the stuff from I'm going to call him the lizard for lack of better names. The medicine for Din. He when he opened that up, that was a beautiful stop motion there, And I know that wasn't the only stop motion that he used. Cody, how many times do you see this? Sean's only seen it once so far. He's going to go see it on Screen X this week at Addison Marcus Cinema. Cody, how about you?
I'm up to twice so far, but I still have plans to see it a couple more times.
Did you see it in IMAX by chance?
Yep, first time was IMAX.
First time. I still have yet to do that. Rich, how many times for you? Oh, Rich, you're on mute.
3 times, and the last time was in 40X, and that was pretty immersive too. That was pretty awesome.
we did see it in 4D. I saw it. Rich saw it in 4D before me.
They really went to town on the smoke machines for that movie.
Yeah,
I thought they were having a technical difficulty at the beginning, but I'm like, oh crap! Did they just kill the machines? And that was going
about 5 seconds away. About 5 seconds away from a fire alarm going off and everybody having to leave the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that happened with Abe's uncle Mike and my sister Courtney. We went to go see Attack of the Clones on the first showing after the midnight showing, and the popcorn machine started on fire. Abe, I don't know if you know that story about Mike. That was
I can't say I've heard that one. No.
That was his first time seeing Attack of the Clones, and it just, man, talk about killing the vibe of the film. Unbelievable. Well, hey, I want to thank you guys for joining the show tonight. Sean, I want to thank you for your talents. Abe, I'm looking forward to teaching you some things about at least documentary filmmaking over the summer here. And Cody and Rich, thank you for producing the show. What do you got there, Sean? What do you got there?
Oh, this is the Bed Bath & Beyond Mandalorian Grogu Wallflower Scent Night Light that you can get, which I believe is actually sold out. But
see, that is cool.
Isn't it? It is pretty sick. It lights up in the back. It's got a purple horizon in there. We got all sorts of fun stuff. Here's the lid for one of their candles, which looks like a sheet of Beskar.
Man, you're hooked up over there, man.
Yes. Would you like some garlic chicken fries from Burger King by any chance? We still have a little bit of that.
Hey, whatever you do, don't save that greasy shit. I know Richard has got a thought box.
All that merch, Sean, would buy a lot of Patreon memberships.
Oh, yes. But I would rather have the Grogu shake, cookie shake, as instead.
Unbelievable. Well, hey, guys, again, thank you so much. You know, I got a couple things I want to plug here, but before I throw everybody off completely, because I think this is very important for all you guys to hear about. Don't forget, we have ICC coming up, Father's Day weekend. We also have this weekend, we have Joliet Star Wars Day. Sean, are you going to that?
Man, you know, I have not missed a Joliet Star Wars Day in 10 years. Sadly, I am going to miss this one because my work is we're very busy, and the union is enforcing a mandatory overtime day. As disappointing as that is, you know me, you know I would be there. Otherwise, dressed as Black Hawk Fett, if at all possible, enjoying the wares and fairs. And I'm excited that we are returning back to the library after a year of construction downtown. The baseball field was fun last year, but I'm glad to see it back at the library. I just think there's a nicer vibe in that when it's over there. For those of you who are going, enjoy yourself. If you have not been, it is a must-attend event for Star Wars fans in the Chicagoland area. I highly recommend it, and I know Mr. Machtails here does as well.
Yeah, I will. Unfortunately, I will not be there because I will be out of town. Now, the most important thing that this is almost as important as people joining Patreon for free with the link in the show description. More important than that, right now, Rishi Mays is going to be playing at a studio down the street. You use that QR code or go to YouTube, type in Rishi Mays the Bunker. I need everybody to tune in live to that one. And if you don't want to listen, that's fine. Just tune in anyway and walk away from your device. We are trying to get as many views as we can on this show. This is a live show at 8:30. So if I break a string, I am in a lot of trouble. So be sure to check that out. Speaking about live, for those of you that are watching live, we got a lot of names in here. Our Patreon name is, there you go. Brother Ian Savage says, you get high just listening to Rishi. Yes, that is true. Cody, how does it feel to listen to Rishi when under the influence?
Pretty good. I'll let you know when the show, in a
Yeah,
couple days here.
let us know.
I'll let you know in the chat.
Okay, first name, we do this like baseball style. We got three names. This is Arun Marquant. His profile photo is a photo of Gonzo. I don't know. He's new to Patreon. He's an old friend on Facebook. Oh shit, we got Brian Klein, but Brian Klein is not here because he would be here. The last one tuning in, Mac Brickmore, going once, going twice, and you're going to be disappointed when you watch that back on the playback. So, hey guys, I am your show host, Chris Mock. I want to thank all my guests, Abe, Sean Hines, the producers, Rich and Cody, for joining me on the show. And I hope you guys go see The Mandalorian and Grogu at least twice. Keep Star Wars alive and in the theaters where it belongs. So long, everybody.